Hello everyone, we are at IKEA. It's raining out here and that's a really cool Lotus car right there. Not my car. I wish. Not sure what they're gonna fit in there when they leave IKEA, but we're gonna go in and check out what's new. This is a store we have not been to together. Let me get inside because this rain is a bit much right now. If you are new here, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back everyone. They have Christmas in the store, so that is primarily what we are here to see. And it's going to be at the end of the video. There's going to be some Christmas throughout, but as I walked the entire store, I discovered it was actually at the end. So if you're going to IKEA to look for Christmas, it's at the very, very end of the store. Those little matchsticks, they had little lights on the top. Those were pretty cool. These candelabras. We're going to check out and look for all of these items when we go into those matchsticks. Those were $40. Some dishware in here, some different furniture. You know IKEA, they've always got really cool stuff. $10, and I'm not sure if that was, I feel like that was maybe for the green container. Cookie cutters in here. The ginger cookies, we're gonna have to check those out. So $15, they had the chocolate advent wreath. And this looks delicious. So if I get this, should I get two? Can I count down November? Do I have to wait till December? I've never tried their chocolates. They look delicious. Anyhow, this is what the front of it looks like. And then here is the selection of chocolates inside. And if you are ingredient conscious, if you want to screenshot that to check out anything in there that you can or cannot have or do not want. But they look delicious. But I fear if I bought this, it would be like my October to November countdown. So we are going to just kind of mosey on through, see if we can find some Christmas as we go. As I said in the beginning, I discovered that it was mostly at the very end downstairs by the registers. So we will just wander through a couple of the rooms on our way in and around, get our steps in today. This is a little outdoor area, garden area. And the cool thing is IKEA is a worldwide store. So for my friends that are overseas, if you are in Brazil, Europe, all the different cool places that many of you are from, do you have an IKEA? Does it look like this? I thought that light fixture was pretty neat. That light over the top of the mirror right there was a hardwired, but was very cool. Got some different place settings in here. Thought those light fixtures were super cool. I love that you can literally build that whole entire kitchen that you see right there. You can just buy that whole kitchen right here. It's crazy. If you know me, I love things that spin. $40, I may have to find that downstairs because I think that would be super cool on my countertop to put my olive oils on, my seasonings. Here's a little bit of Christmas we found in this room. Got a little tiny tree over there, but some good storage items in here. Let's see what else we have in here. I like the cabinets. I love the versatility in their cabinets that they have where you can have a solid door, a glass door. You can really kind of customize things. Also, I'm a big fan of these kind of like TV, I call them TV trays, right? Isn't that what we used to call them if you're Gen X and older? That little tray that pulls up to the sofa. So you can eat your little TV dinner while you're watching TV. Does anyone remember those? $40. I think this is a very pretty floor lamp. It was a really nice creamy color. But seriously, you can come in here and just buy this whole kitchen, all those cabinets, a little rolling cart, bar stools, the sofas. I've got a couple things from IKEA. Our office at our old house, we had a lot of shelving and we kind of did it in a customized, where it kind of looked customized, but it wasn't. It was all totally IKEA, but most people didn't know that when they came in. That is one thing I love about their items. You can add trim pieces and otherwise. I love these little lights that stick over the side right there. Here we go, super modern in here. This light fixture is pretty cool. It is one attached piece at the top. It has the 3 hanging lights. That one is $180. This modern light over the island, that's also super cool. Bar stools. I'll spin around here. I like the storage up on the wall up top there. I think that's pretty cool. This chair was actually pretty comfortable. Not very overall cushiony, but it was pretty comfortable. This light fixture in the back, I like this. It has 2 lights on it. I'll show you that in a second. The chair is $400. This is a really cool gray. It has 1 light up top, so $120. The one up top illuminates up to the ceiling, and then the other one you could adjust down. Okay, I found more Christmas. We've got some honeycomb trees way up top there. A couple Christmas items in the cabinets there, and then some pillows and throw blankets. I like these little, hold on here, this $50 for the table. That's not a Christmas table, but it's a super funky green. The tray is $13, and I'll show you that also later. I think these little candle lights, $4, battery operated. I think those are super cute. Let me check out this couch while we're here. This couch, $1,239, so that's a pretty color too on that one. And those lights up top, we will also take a look at these, $30. I think those are super fun. Little paper lanterns. There is a lot of awesome, vibrant colors in here. I'm gonna need a pillow though before I sit on those chairs, because that just reminds me of like a lawn chair where you're gonna get up and the whole pattern is in the back of your leg. There's so many cool pieces in here. That blue clock up top, that's pretty neat. But I love the open shelves, all the storage that you can have for different things, especially if you have a smaller space house. So this whole room in here was kind of called their beach house setup. So you've got really good storage there. That would be cool in an entryway, like, you know, when you kind of come into the house, a little mud room. I like the way it steps up. They've got 2 tables there to make it look like one long table, and then a green lamp, so just like that cream colored one. That floor lamp is really pretty. We've got our different wall storage over here, some really pretty kind of, what are those, rattan type basket, the flat natural woven artwork on the wall. I love this table. $180. I think this is super cool because you have the storage below, but then you can sit and have a little bit of like desk space to get things done. $50 for this one. We downsized. So those of you, if you are new, again, welcome. We downsized this year. So we sold our house in Texas, and we have an apartment right now. We have everything in storage until we figure out kind of what that next chapter looks like. But living in a smaller space, I have to tell you, it's refreshing. I'm really liking it, but I'm having to think through just different ways of storing things. This is a whole little kid's room. I would like to move into this room. I'm way too tall for all these things, but how fun and colorful and creative this whole space is. Oh my goodness. Okay, so this little house over here, I thought this was super cool. Very masculine, but I love it. I love the plaid wallpaper. I don't know if that's something they sell in here. Super cool, but the mirror, I like the mirror with the light over the top. Really good storage rack right there. But this whole cabinet back here, although I think there's a lot of stuff in there, but it shows you how much stuff you can put in there, which I think is incredible. Here is the black light. I love this one with the gold detail. $70 for this one. Yeah, I like the whole feel of that room in there. Okay, I found some more Christmas. I think we're just going to kind of be finding some more Christmas as we go. Has anyone tried the Ginger Thins cookies? Let me know in the comments, because I may have to go back and get these. I love ginger, and I love ginger snaps, but I don't know if they're the same. I imagine they are. Those were $6.50 for the tin. Okay, so the pillows, the solid color ones are $5. The pattern ones are a little bit more. So here's one Christmas pattern. And then you've got the solid green. Here is another, whoops, this pattern's stuck. Let me grab one of the lower ones. Here we go. So these are $6, as is the other pattern one. So $5.99 for this one, $4.99 for the solid. For that red and green. There are some throw blankets, there's some wrapping paper. I'll show you a whole bunch of wrapping paper towards the end of the video. They had them all in 3 packs, coordinated. $8 for this little fuzzy blanket. The cute thing with this, it had this scalloped edge across the bottom. I thought that was fun. That's the 3-pack of wrapping paper. They just have it shown there for example. All different paper napkins, greens, reds. $2.99 for that pack of 50. All right, so these are fun. I love this green. I'm not sure what we would use these for, but they are $4. These trays, these are like little meal trays. Whoops, hold on here a second. Let me pull this out. A little lunch tray. How fun is that? Really cute. That one was $8. This is just an empty tin for $7. So if you are making cookies and giving them as a gift, super cute container. This dish, it is a dinner dish, so it is porcelain. It was heavy. I don't know how practical that would be for being a dinner dish. Let me know in the comments what you think of that style. Yeah, it was kind of heavy. They have just more traditional ones down here that are just white with a red trim all the way around. Same for the bowls. So the dish, that was $3, and it was more of a salad plate size, that was. The bowl didn't have a price. These are those plastic kind of PVC placemats, but they had a backing on it, which it would kind of keep it in place. These are metal, $4, and they are napkin holders with the snowflakes. Here is a, what is this yumminess? Oh, these are pralines. Okay, has anyone tried these? Are they good? I should not have come in here hungry. I was trying to find all the Christmas stuff before I went to lunch, but I'm afraid I'm going to leave with a lot of, okay, everyone stay there. We're all going to slide off the shelf. I'm afraid I'm going to leave with a lot of chocolate. These are stuck together. So here's the round tray that we saw a little bit ago. I just realized the Christmas tree looks like a woman. Interesting. They've got red table runners. Those are $5, $6, $5.99. All right, what did I find down here? This room, this whole, I love this. I love these greens. I actually have these, those end tables right there. I have those right now in our guest room. Super cool. They had this lamp is also a floor lamp, but that's the desk one. I love the colors in here. The greens, the green cabinet in the background. Oh my goodness. The throw blanket is $30. So here's this pattern over here is beautiful. Also, more really pretty greens. Have any of you tried their bedding? Let me know. Give me some reviews on the bedding. The queen size duvet is $70. The king size was $80. It feels nice. I've just never used their bedding before, so super curious on that. $32. This is a blue velvet lampshade. I love this. They just have one of their hanging light fixtures right through the center of it. I love blue suede. Oh my goodness. Some blue storage containers, blue and kind of green minty colors. Let me spin around here. So this 3-pack is $8. Very clever storage. And then we have some pillow covers. I like these. I like this pattern. All right, I found more Christmas. Okay, so downstairs when we first came in, and I said I thought that $6.99 was the container. It looks like that's what it is. And then $4 is that little tree. So I think downstairs, yes, we will see these downstairs in 3-packs. The jar is $5. The 3 packs were $3. I'll show you those later. $129. This is metal. And I have to tell you, I really like that. I like the legs on it. It has this very kind of old-fashioned look, and it's a really pretty blue-gray. And let me know if you guys, in fact, if you guys are watching this, if you like the IKEA, give it a thumbs up. That will help me figure out if I do another IKEA video. They have these treat bags, 59 cents for a 12-pack of these little treat bags. That was a super cool deal. They had Halloween, they had the honeycomb ghosts up there. I'll show you those in a minute. Some little treat bags. So the ghosts are $8 now. Yeah, those are $8 now for those big ghosts. And then $6.50 for the little metal pumpkins with the orange inside. Be super cute with a little LED light in there. $2.79 for the spiders. It's a 2-pack of honeycomb spiders. I'll show you those when we go around the other side. So if you are still needing Halloween things and you wanted to grab some things at IKEA, I'd probably zip in there this week. There are the spiders up there. Those are pretty big. They didn't have this anywhere on display, but $15. It looks like it was a pumpkin baker. We've got a ghost pillow cover, $5 for that one. The cat one, super, whoop, goodness, everything keeps falling off the shelves on me. Stay. I'm not touching anything else. $5 for that one. All right, now we're gonna time warp, jump downstairs. I had to stop and eat lunch so that I would not leave with 10 pounds of chocolate. Their Swedish meatballs, thumbs up. All right, I found all of the Christmas stuff. It is downstairs near the registers. They have some cute little displays down here showing all the different little lights, the blankets, all the pillows, different wrapping papers, the red lanterns. And we're gonna check a lot of these things out. We will start over here. So this looked like a snow globe to me, but it is not. I will show you later. It is actually a light, as is this. So the light, there's a little tiny light right there in the center. I think that's adorable. Also lights right here. This is $13 for this one. Here are those battery operated ones. Again, these are red with the 4. Then we also have this one here, super modern. On that one, $40. $10 for this glass tree. That's really pretty. And this little wooden reindeer, that's so fun. Oh my goodness. How much is this one? $15. That little tree, it had little holes in it to let the light out. That one's $15. Got $4 for that one. I love the paper honeycombs. Oh my goodness, $15 for this one. This one looks like a snowman. We just looked at it a minute ago, but it's $8. Sorry, I had to reset my camera. The gift box, $25. That's really pretty. And I like this one over here, $20. It just has the red stripes on there. So this is 2 different. $5 was the bottom light, and then the top one is the paper star, which they have over here. So you buy the paper stars, but then you would buy the lights if you want it to be lit that goes inside of it. How pretty are these? Oh my gosh. I didn't realize you could put lights inside of these honeycombs. Oh my goodness. I would just like all those at my house. They're so pretty. So these are just little frosted white glass. We've got little metal snowflakes. These are all of your tea light holders. The red lantern is $8. That has a different, there's a bigger one over there behind it. So these are all candles. I could not, I couldn't get them open. So I can't tell you how much or how they smell at all. I'm sorry about that. I don't know, is it a hand strength issue or I don't know. I don't know if they pop off or screw off, but I may have to go back and ask someone for help because I couldn't figure any of them out. This one I was able to smell because they had an opening in the top. It was a pretty good peppermint. I love peppermint candles, but I don't know if I loved that one. $6 for that one. It was okay. This is really pretty. That one actually smelled pretty good. That one had a citrus fragrance to it. Then some of their tea lights there, they have them in green. So this is a metal tea light taper holder. So you could use it for, I was thinking like Advent, because I always do 4 candles, but I have a ring. Mine is it's a gold circle, and then my 4 candles are in there. But they've got just some red candles in here. We also have, this is metal up top, $13, and held their tapers, but it only holds their size tapers. I'm sorry, pillars. It only holds the, I'll show you in a second, sorry. That reminds me of, that could be a pretty cool Advent candle holder. So their pillars, oh my goodness, y'all, I'm so sorry. Their pillars are a smaller size than a standard pillar that you would find at a candle store. That's what I was trying to get out of this tongue-tied mess. $4, that is a countdown candle. That's kind of cool. Every day you would light it and count down. So this has little beautiful birds all the way around it. It was paper. And then on this side, they had a lot of their little wreaths and their fake greenery and garland. I will say, I didn't go through too much of it, but it to me looked very thin and very plasticky. So no big knock to them. That's just, I just want you to know kind of what it looked like and what it felt like, depending on what you are looking for. If you're looking for great big, huge, thick garlands, I would probably go to Hobby Lobby or Michael's. Don't forget Lowe's. But see, they were kind of sparse. But some people totally just want a little bit of green, and that would be perfect. So this little tree was $20, and then you would add these little different ornaments. That was just like a little strand of garland that had little ornaments on it. This little cookie jar over here, $18. Santa looks like he's got his hands on his hips like, have you been naughty or nice? I don't think that's a Christmas one. But they have green and they have red. So see, the flowers are they're separate. But it's a very pretty green. And then you have all the different little greeneries that you can buy and put in there. The little poinsettias, $1.29. They looked kind of rubbery. These little trees, $20. I'm to be honest, that felt expensive for something like that. I would head to Hobby Lobby if you have one near you. $5 for the little bows, all the different wrapping things. And I'm going to show you, they have some examples of all the different papers they have, and I'll show you those real quick here over this aisle, but they're all sold in 3-packs. That blue is really pretty. Here are the ribbons that they had. They have them in pink, red, blue, or white, green, and red. It's a deeper green, Plenty of scissors. Boy, they don't want you to forget the scissors. So here's the 3-pack of the green. And then we'll swing back over here and look at the 3-pack of the blue. All right, here's the 3-pack with the reds and the pinks. And then the more traditional red and green, a little bit of pink in there. Sorry, we'll zip around here. They have these stuffed, I guess it's kind of a gnome, but not really. His hat is super tall. But he has eyes that are visible, so I would be okay with that one since the gnomes with no eyes freak me out. I think those are kind of cool. I found all the honeycomb trees. I love that. These packs come with green and white trees. Let's see what else we've got in here. Okay, so these are all the green and white. There's the little trio of trouble up here with their big beards and all. Ooh, it's a Santa hat, honeycomb Santa hat. I love that. $4 for these little, let me see up here. This is what they're, just little birds. But there's the honeycomb Santa hat. I love that. There's the tree. And then here are the other wrapping papers. So that's the 1 3-pack. That's just one, that red. Some of them are only sold where it's just the full roll and it's not a 3-pack. Sorry, I have to film them a little bit from the side so that they don't get a glare on them. So these are glass. We're just going to kind of go through here real quick. These look like little donuts to me. $17. So these are all in packs down here. Sorry, I didn't mean to be so fast up there. I was going to show you the boxes down here. These are plastic. So they had a bag of gold, bag of silver, and then they had a bunch of different, these are $13, a bunch of different solid colors. But here's the little donut ones for $7. There's an 8-pack of glass there and the 4-pack there. So there's silver, there's red. I know they've got some multicolor packs too. $15. These, they're somewhere. I just could not find these ornaments. They're very pretty though. So this is a tree mat, not a tree skirt. I have never heard of a tree mat. I've only ever used tree skirts. Let me know in the comments if you use a tree mat. So this is glass, little peppermint tree topper. One of you was looking for red and white tree, like peppermint stuff. So that is $13. I don't know why that's stuck over there. We're gonna leave that there. I'll show you that in a second. It's a gold star. It's this one right here. Just a nice simple metal gold star. That one is $9. And then this $9 down here, it is a little Santa hat. Super lightweight. Tree topper also. This wooden, I'll show you here, wooden pegs, but it opens up to look like a tree. I think that is super cool. Maybe we use that for Christmas countdown. They have all sorts of Christmas blankets over here. So pretty and so many different little fun patterns. Wait, this is fabric. All right, hang on everyone. It is. So you can buy fabric and work on your own projects. That's pretty cool. Interesting. And then here are all the different pillow covers that they do have. Love that red and white stripe one. And then that bolster one, that one is $30. These are really pretty, $30. Sorry, these are tablecloths. $25 for that one. Here is that little, it lights up, $15. Looks like a snow globe, but it's not. Just lights up, has two different, one side and on the other side it has another image. There's your red table runners. A lot of these items we did just see a little bit ago. All the pink trays, the pink napkins. This is kind of cool. It's a big red button. That's cool. It says it's a tray. I don't know. How would you use that? This coffee cup is pretty, just very simple, but then with the red and white stripe. This one is $5. That is the metal napkin holder. The little bowl and saucer. That coffee cup, really cute. And they just have the items down below. They do have some really fun doormats. They run right about $20 each. That's really pretty with the ornaments on there. All right, we've got some little aprons. So little kiddo aprons, these are $5. And then the grown-up apron is only $5. That's a good deal. We have our kitchen towels here. I love these. They are very generous in size. And then our roller for baking, that is $9. We've got some cookie cutters. Those are cute. Oh, there's a little cat on there too. That's fun. It's different baking utensils and things like that for making cookies in here. So this is fun. It's just a little stacked metal storage, $13. And these little cookie jars, this one is $14 and this one is $18. That's when I say Santa looks like he's got his hands on his hips. And with that, everyone, I think we are going to wrap up and head out. Let me know if you want me to come back. To all no, based on the numbers. if IKEA is a big no or a big yes. So anyhow, thank you so much for watching, everyone. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care and be safe.